first of all, just as a short introduction, welcome everyone. Would be nice to see your faces instead of the letters on the screen. First of all, welcome to today's Spark, kindly hosted by Sicoob. Louise is here today with us. We have about 72 people registered, 74, and I see the numbers are still going up. Please note that we are recording this meeting, so you can rewatch it later on. And also, like for every Spark, after the presentation, we organize a short question and answers session, so you can ask Louise some questions or give feedback, or you can either raise your hand later or write it in the chat as you want. So today we are here for the Sicoob Case Study, Monitor Financial Education by a Financial Institution. Financial education serves as a means to improve financial literacy and is an important intervention for promoting financial well-being. Today, we have the pleasure to listen to Louise, who is supervisor at Sicoob Institute and researcher at University of Sao Paulo, and who will explain how Sicoob implemented the framework to monitor financial education. So, dear Louise, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Brigitte. I'm so glad to be here with all of you, and it's a pleasure to me to explain about this topic because this matters to me. And I'd like to thank you for this invitation. I will share my screen just a minute. So I can't see you right now, so I will focus in my presentation, but please, if you need something, Bridget, tell me, and I stop, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay. I will talk about a paper that I wrote for CIBP Sprint, and I would like to invite you all to read the entire paper. In this paper, we talk about the framework to monitor financial education interventions promoted by financial institutions. And my purpose with this paper is to share a framework that could be implemented for other cooperatives or the financial institution based in the experience that we have in Sicoob. I am a supervisor at Sicoob Institute, and I'm also a researcher at University of São Paulo. And this topic is my theme of the research. So the first thing that's important to explain is the context in Brazil. In Brazil in 2023, we have some laws and regulation that established financial education measures to be adopted by financial institutions. So, in other words, in Brazil, financial education interventions must be offered by financial institutions and also need to be monitored. So, financial institutions also should monitor their financial education interventions with their clients. This makes a reflection about how financial institutions can handle this. And I suggested we have two ways to handle this. The first way is as a compliance topic. And as a compliance topic, we do what we need to do, and that's all. Or we can handle as a differential or a competitive thing in the financial market. And I believe in the second way. I believe in this, especially because we can see the moment we live in the world, the challenges about our economy and social challenges for several countries. So if you can think about our business model as a way to contribute with this, and if we can think about financial education interventions promoted by financial institutions as a way to improve our economy in a sustainable way, so we have a differential and a competitive topic for use in our business. And that's my purpose. So the first thing is why this is important. It's not just my idea. It's not just what I think about this. We have uh, big researchers. We have big names that think about this, that research about this, and they publish it about this. And we have paper that make it clear financial education is a way to improve financial literacy, and financial literacy could be positive associated with financial capable behavior. And we know financial capable behavior is an important thing to the financial institutions. So client that pay in time is important for us. We want to be this client in our business. So financial education could be a way to manage our credit portfolio, for example. And we have research about this, and we have paper about this. So the purpose of this presentation is discuss about this and propose framework to do this in our cooperatives and in our financial institutions. So it's important to analyze and to think about this, to make clear some definition about some concepts. For example, financial education is different of financial knowledge and financial behavior. It's important to say about this because I can see a lot of professionals talking about financial education, but as financial knowledge, and for sure it's not the same thing. Financial education is a way to improve financial knowledge or financial literacy. It's not the only way. We have other variables to improve financial knowledge, but financial education is one of them. And we have financial knowledge, which is the knowledge about fundamentals and financial concepts. So how you know about risk, diversification, inflation, and other fundamental concepts. And financial knowledge could be acquired in the entire life, and not just with education. And we have financial behavior. For sure, behavior is the behavior adopted by consumers from several interventions received during their life. So it's like the end of this line. We have financial education, we have financial knowledge, and we have the behavior that could be developed. So with these concepts in mind, we can go ahead and we can think about the global. I said we have special laws in Brazil, and we have a good scenario to think about this here. But I really believe this social challenge is not happening just in Brazil. We know low financial literacy and over-indebtedness are some examples of concerns that we can see in other countries. So Brazil is not the only country facing these challenges. For example, the United States household in the United States, household debt rose by 109 billion to 70.8 trillion. So this is an evidence that how over-indebted could be a concern for even for United States, right? And we have a similar situation, the United Kingdom, and when we can see household debts increase too. So yeah, it's a thing that we all can thinking about, and we all can use this framework and implement this. In the same line, we have financial literacy. So we have problems with over debts, we have problems with financial behavior, and we have problems with financial literacy or financial knowledge. For example, I see this research that say only 33% of the adults worldwide were financial literate, and a concern for the world and for all countries. Even countries with advanced economies have low rates of financial literacy for their population. For example, Italy with 37% and Canada with 68%. So everybody have a work to do. Everybody have a space to improve this, and we can talk about this topic with other countries, and it could help other business models too. This is a map, and when you see the dark blue, you can see the better rate about adults who are financially literate, and the light blue is it's for rate about this. So you can see the figure of the map and the global, and how we can work to do, right? And how we can improve this. So let's do about the framework, and I would like to propose 2 steps to implement this. The first step is the interviews, and the purpose with these interviews and the paper that I wrote, I suggested a questionnaire to do these interviews, but it's important to say here that this questionnaire could be modified by other financial institutions. They could add some questions here and according their goals, for example. But the main idea here is address compliance issues in our country, align the financial education initiative with the business goals. This is very important to align the things and to have action, coordinate and intentionally actions. And for sure, for promote financial inclusion and increase the customer base, improve our business, improve our brand. So these interviews could help to develop the framework. And I suggested you to choose professionals in your cooperative that work with business and that work with financial education, that work with marketing, to their help and to have a big vision about the goals of the business. So these interviews is the first step and a very, very important step to build the framework and to have a direction to where your cooperative want to go with the financial education interventions. So second step is define the key results. And we have here 4 cards. And I should suggest you to use this framework and add in each card the goals of your cooperative or of financial institutions. We can analyze these cards in a simple way. For example, we have financial perspective and we have internal business perspective. Both contribute to financial education and financial inclusion. So this is important to analyze in this way. And financial education also contributes to financial inclusion. So this is the way we can read this map and these cards. And here we can add the goals. And I will read the goals we set in Sicoob, but we can add other goals that make sense for your cooperative, for your business. For example, in Sicoob, for financial perspective, you choose goals to monitoring the indicators of default, investments, and loyalty between clients that concluded at least one of Sicoob financial education courses and those who did it not. Because with this, we can compare financial behavior of these clients. And yeah, I will present some results about this for you right now. In internal business perspective, we have the goal to increase the engagement of stakeholders to promote Sicoob financial education courses. So in financial education, we have the goal to increase the number of employees that conclude at least one of Sicoob financial education courses. And we have other goal to increase the number of clients that concluded at least one of Sicoob financial education courses. For us, it's important that both employees and clients have access to financial education. It makes sense for us. And for the end, for the final result, maybe we have financial inclusion, which is provide special conditions for people that already finished at least one of Sicoob financial education courses so that they have access to Sicoob services. And here it's important to say an interesting point that we realized in December 2024, almost 4 or 5% of people who have access of our financial education courses decided it should be Sicoob clients after that they have access to Sicoob financial education courses without effort in marketing. They just have access to course and decided to go to be clients to Sicoob. So this is interesting thing to analyze and a good number to thinking about, right? So the big hypothesis behind this is that financial education interventions improve clients' financial literacy. And with this, we can see some financial capable behavior. And that's the purpose of this framework, to monitor this kind of behavior. Through this project, we need 6 months to build this, but you can do this in more or less time. It's just a reference. And here are our results. I use this data in the paper, July 2024, and we can see in the second column, clients who have completed at least one of the financial education courses offered by Sicoob. In the last column, we have clients who have not completed at least one of financial education courses. So we can see clearly in the first line, or better, the second line, we have clients in default between 15 and 19 days. So we can see clear that clients who have completed at least one of our courses, financial education courses, are less defaulted than clients who have not. And the same thing to clients have default more than 19 days. So we can conclude that people and clients who have financial education as access have timeline payment, pay their bills in time, and this is important for us. We can see this in these numbers, and we can also see about loyalty, that clients who have completed at least one of the financial education courses offered by Sicoob are more loyalty than clients who have not. So this is very interesting for us, and we have been monitoring this since January 2024, and I can tell you this is a standard. In each month we can see the same standard, the same thing, and the number is very similar. The conclusions is very similar too. For example, I have numbers of December 2024, and we can see the same situation. Clients who have completed at least one of the financial education courses offered by Sicoob are less default, have less default, and are more loyalty than clients who have not. So this is very interesting to show, and very interesting to think about, because what we can do with this now, how we can build products considering this information, or maybe considering this variable to analyze our credit portfolio, is a hypothesis we can think about together. The main idea here is this, that I told you, the percentage of default among members who have completed at least one of the financial education courses offered by Sicoob is less than members who have not. We can see this in July 2024, December 2024, and other months. And members who have completed at least one of the financial education courses offered by Sicoob are more loyal than members who have not. And this is also interesting. And this is especially interesting because this is in consonance with research related to financial education and financial behavior, as I told you in the beginning of this presentation. And I can share all these reference. I really did it in this end of the presentation to you check about this paper. Is very, very interesting. And for conclusion, this framework is especially important for financial institutions that would like to adopt sustainability initiatives in their strategies. And especially for us, because our business model as cooperative, as credit unions, this makes sense for us. We have principles to talk about education, to talk about community, and this makes sense especially for us, for sure. And I would like to reflect with you to finish my presentation. And especially in this moment in the world, we can see we can hear high noise about ESG, about sustainability topic, about sustainability finance. People are talking about this a lot, but what are people doing? And we can't see big progress, right? We can't see. We just can't hear, but we can't see. So my reflection is about this. It isn't about only making noise. I know making noise is important, but I think we need to focus about making progress. So this is my purpose with you here, and these are my reference. And yeah, I conclude my presentation and stay here for Q and answers. Thank you very much.
Bravo, Louise. Thank you so much for this informative presentation. I don't know how to call it. But I let first, I give the floor to our members. So does anybody have a question? I would like to, say something to Louise here. You can also write it in the chat if you don't want to speak. It's no problem. Also in Portuguese if you want, huh? Louisa, maybe I have a question for you. You talk about the financial education. I think there's a question. Okay. The financial education courses. Can you explain a little bit how does this work? Is this online or do you organize this at one of Seacoop's agencies? How do you do it?
Yeah, for sure. And we have a question on chat. Could I answer together? Okay. In Sicoob, we call it about financial education ecosystem. So we have several initiatives there. For example, we have courses, we have lectures, we have consultants 101. We have a platform to connect the financial experts with clients. So we have several initiatives and several actions about financial education. What we do is collect the data of people that access our initiatives and analyze the data of them. And we have young people that we have more interesting of young people, but yeah, I can explain about this because we have a lot of courses in online channels, so young people have more facility to access that, but everybody can access, including our clients. And about let me see other questions. Oh, and important answer to is we have almost 1% of our entire clients portfolio that have completed at least one of financial education courses, which means almost 80 million of people. So we have space to increase, but we already have a lot of people to analyze the data. So that's the important. And about the level of education, it's a very interesting question from Veronique. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly, but it's a very, very, very interesting thing, because just access to financial education not means they have a good level of education, right? We need to make sure they financial knowledge, and we have a questionnaire to do this. We would implement this in next months in Sicoob, that we are called by health financial health of our clients, when they will answer these questions, and we will analyze if financial education courses have been improved financial knowledge. Today, we just analyze financial education access to financial behavior, right? We just analyze these topics, but we will implement a questionnaire to collect the data about financial knowledge too. It's about this. I answer correctly. If you have some question, please. We have another question from Alessandra, and I think it's supposed to do. I don't have this answer right now, but I think it's supposed to do, and I can confirm with my colleagues of Sicoob University.
Louise, can you remind us again what is, I don't know if you have the data of 24, but what is the financial education rate in Brazil? I think you talked about this before, but just to have an idea.
Yeah, for sure. I will share this interesting survey. And here we have, I think, better now. We have the score of each country. So in Brazil, it's 35% of adults who are financially literate. And we can see other countries here. I will share this link with you. This is the link about the survey I comment, and I use this map in my paper. And we can compare this rate with, for example, by age, by country, or by gender. We can have some variables to compare this score. And yeah, I will share this on chat.
Thank you, Louise. I will also later send the, your sprint, also the link for the sprint study in the email with your presentation. So yeah. I invite everyone to have a look at it. It's really excellent. Is there any other question, or would you like to add something to Louise's presentation?
I have a fun fact about this. When I started my master's degree, I think it will be a good topic to research, because it looks like an easy topic to research. It's a friendly topic, right? So it's not an easy topic. It's very hard. And I can see how people have been working this and how we have similar problems in several countries. So yeah, this is the purpose of this, and I would like to thank CIBP for this space because we can help each other in several countries, and I think this is very important.
Absolutely agree, Louise. Thank you so much also for sharing your knowledge and, also by giving us this study, this paper you did. Very important. If you agree, Louise, I will also forward your email address, but I think it's also in your presentation. So in case anyone has a further question tomorrow or on the weekend, please feel free
For
to
sure.
email Louise. Thank you. Thank you. This would be great. If there are no more questions or comments, I think we will close this meeting. Thank you so much, Louise, for this excellent presentation, for your insight, for your knowledge. We really appreciate your availability also to present today. Thank you so much. And thank you all for the
Thank you.
others for joining.